Welcome to this psychic sketch. We have some ancestors showing up in this reading. We've also got some tarot cards that we're going to use for confirmation. So let's get ready to connect with this message and see what it is that we need to know right now. I do feel that this can be person specific. Okay, so I'm going to speak it like I'm speaking to a person. But I do believe that this message is also collective. So there's going to be a lot about this message that's collective. But some of you are going to find this very person specific. Okay, so first of all, I'm speaking to somebody that I think may be male, but you could be a female as well. But somebody that had a very young awakening. Okay, you were very bright at a young age as a child. And you wanted to take the reins in life early on. Okay? So you, for some reason, you needed that independence. You knew where you felt safe and what you wanted to be doing. And you wanted to be able to command your chariot in life at a very young grade school age. One thing you believed in was wishing. So you believed in a mage. Okay, this is a mage's staff and his magical crescent moon. So you have seen this a lot as a young boy or child when you did your wishing. Okay? And one of the things that you would wish for was to be young forever. You wanted to be young and play soccer at nighttime. See the little stars around the net and how happy this boy is? You wanted to remain this age, you wanted to repeat this for eternity. This is what you wanted to do forever. And that's what you wish for with this mage. At the time that you made the wish, there was a spirit guide that showed up for you. This spirit guide met you on the mental plane. So that means that you saw them in vision. You saw them in real life, but it was only mentally, it was like a mental projection, or it was a dream. Somehow you met this person, this spirit guide, on the mental plane. And this old man spirit guide, this vintage spirit guide that you met, laughed when he heard your wish. And he felt very camaraderie with you because that was his wish when he was younger. It was something that he did often. Little did you know, this spirit guide was your wizard. And that is why he answered your wish. Now, this spirit guide, he did not look always like the old man, but he was connected, okay, to your wizard. And he knew your wizard. And that is why he enjoyed your wish so much. So what you would do, you were actually blessed and fortunate to recycle and be the same age often. So you would be this age, and before you would age out, you would go back into an egg and hatch, and you would use that egg as a scooter, you know, play around with around town, in your neighborhood, at home, use it as training wheels. When you got old enough, you'd be back out on the soccer field playing soccer at nighttime for years. And then you would get to a certain age and start the cycle over. And you would go back and forth. Rebirth in the egg, use it as training wheels, until you got old enough to be on the soccer field, and then you would play on the soccer field. Some people are going to think this sounds ridiculous, but if this is your reading, you are going to know exactly what I'm speaking about. And then you finally got to the age to where it was enough. Spirit had said, I'm sorry, young man, it's time that you learn the rest of life's lessons. It's time for you to have older experiences. Don't you want to know the other experiences? Now, you weren't forced into leaving this routine. Okay, you weren't forced into leaving it. You were asked if you wanted to be responsible enough to learn what it was like to be older. Don't you want to know? And you agreed that yes, you should know. So you aged out of this wish. And it was done. And then you moved into this wish, where here's what I saw. Okay, so I saw first off that you were a cat personality that suited up. Okay, that's the word that I hear. You were a cat personality that suited up. You were ready to do things right. Well, not right, but you were ready to suit up for the experiences. That's what I meant to say. And at first, you had that cat personality that served you well, but you eventually joined a club that gave you the bunny ears. Okay, so at first I saw you as the cat, and then that transformed into the bunny. Just like this, but if you could imagine the cat ears fading into the bunny ears. And it would that's what it would do. It would fade into that. So that's what you did. You ended up you suited up as this cat, okay, for your next age. And then you joined this bunny club. I would venture to say that this was a bad bunny club, or some of its members were bad bunnies. Okay. There is another, at this time, this is where you met another spirit guide, or another wizard, but it was actually more like a genie, not a wizard. You started making wishes to a genie. You didn't age out of your wizard. He would have been there for you, but you moved on to this genie. As you can see, he has a Shriner hat. This one had feathers on the top, okay? He had magnificent eyelashes and a very full face and full features, okay? He had full features. And he had an important position as a genie. He wasn't your baseline genie. And he did a lot for you. Magnificent things. He has magnificent eyelashes. He did magnificent things for you. But there was some bad trouble in this Bad Bunny connection for you. Before I move on and show you other spirit guides that have shown up, I'm going to show you this. I got the bodega cat when doing your reading. So you got a position of comfort in a bodega, in a little shop, okay? So with some owners that possibly had something to do with this genie. Possibly not, but could have. It gave your life a portal. And keys to the in-between. Okay, so that helped you out. Right now, I did pull this card, and this is the Four of Swords. So typically, when it doesn't come out reversed, this card is about getting some rest in the midst of battle, okay? Taking the time that you need. This came out reversed, and this is showing that you are not taking the time that you need for recuperation, for recovery. You aren't laying down your sword. Swords are intellect, are words, and legal issues. Anything air, anything to do with the element air in magic. That's what swords are. And you are not laying down your sword. Right now, you need to take your rest and set your sword down for a moment. Okay? Not walk away from it, you are not, this is really important to remember, you are not being unarmed of your sword, but you're being asked to rest because you're not doing that. Okay? You're not doing that on your own. And that was one of the important parts of this cycle, was that when you were in the egg, you had a little bit of a moment of a rest. You aren't taking that now. So I do feel that you might be depressed at this point in time. Perhaps there's a little bit of clearing your karma and maybe helping others clear theirs. Don't take on burdens. But during this rest, you need to clear your karma. Let your inner fire warm you and not burn you. So, don't, that inner fire, that inner passion is making you unrested right now. And it should be warming you and giving you energy. So it is definitely time for just a little rest. You're being reminded, where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, have honor. I do feel this might be an actual will. So don't be using it for yourself if it's someone else's. But if it's your will, of course, you know what to do. Either way, you know what you should do with this, and stick to the best ethics with karma on this one. There is a way, but do things the right way. Do you get what I'm saying there? Do things the right way, or you're not going to get the blossoms you really want. It's going to be more of a bad bunny. And that's what you're not supposed to do right now. You are a person that holds keys to secrets. Let me show you this up close. This is number 43, secrets, that equals number 7. Here's the keys. Here's the moon. You have magical, arcane knowledge, and you have keys to that wisdom. You may even hold some information on the elixir of life because you were so loved and given the elixir of life so many times by your wizard. Do you see? Even in this transformation, the elixir of life was used. Even in this transformation. If you stick to good karma in making your decisions, there'll be no rain. Right now, you are a person that is considered to be an ace of gems. You are a person that people look to for opportunity. You have a lot of opportunity to offer. I'm going to show you this spirit guide that is coming in. And she came in with the old man. So she's telling you to take time to smell the roses. He's telling you, or daisies, he's telling you, yeah, that's really important. The difference between roses and daisies is important. She is telling you to take time to smell the daisies. And he's telling you to take that walk in memory lane. As if he was there with you. Because remember, he helped you laugh at things. And that's what you need when you do this. There was another card. Let me see if I got it. You got shocking news coming in. Something very shocking. So that's why you want to be well rested right now in your thoughts, okay? Somebody you know is going to be having an ego death. This is not you, but somebody is going to be having a spiritual chaos, ego, downward spiral death. Okay? It's going to help them awaken spiritually. But if you're not in the right place when they come to you, you won't be able to help them. You're going to be giving them this advice, and they are not ready for it. So you're going to have to be in the right place, okay? Remember to take that breather because your breath connects you to life. And right now, this is a limited resource for you. You don't have, right now, the exact same handle on the reins of your chariot that you used to have. There are other hands on your reins, okay? You still have it somewhat, but there are other hands on your reins. And that's nothing to fight over. You'll eventually gain more control of that if you remember to breathe, okay? Because that it connects you to life. One last message, one last card. This is the Two of Cups. So you've got a partnership coming in for you, or that you need to be ready for, okay? That this isn't about love and romance, although it can be. This is about fulfillment. This could be business, this could be anything where somebody is coming in to help you. This is a partnership, okay? So partnerships. Somebody, like when you go up to the shipyard and you're like, I'm ready to go in business. Who's ready to cast in and go into business? And you know, you weigh in on everybody that's there, that's been waiting for to invest in somebody who's ready to rent a ship and go out there and have that adventure, who's got the map. Right now, you're going to find somebody that is ready to take on this partnership with you in a venture that you don't even know that you're going to have in the future. So, and it may not be a very big venture, but it might just be your next adventure, okay? It may not be the biggest one in your life. It could just be your next one. But this partnership will be important to you for a time. Let me get you a rune card and we'll end your reading. So we've got the rune Ansuz. Okay, I don't know if you can see this very well. So communication is really important. That's why you got to take your rest right now. You need to collect your thoughts and your wishes and your dreams that you don't always take the time to do, because it's usually laid out for you, okay? You're very consistent with being on the same path. So get that together. Get your insight together. It's time for order when Ansuz comes to the picture. And you're going to be getting some divine inspiration in this time of rest and a truer vision than what you've had, okay? With this, we have the Magician. Look at this card. This card comes with a rune and a tarot card. With it comes your Magician. So it's time for you to get back with your Magician. Maybe not this one, but a new one. There goes all my cards. But you're going to be meeting up with a Magician. And it might be the Magician within you. Who knows? But either way, you're going to be meeting up with this Magician as soon as you get things in order. Get ready for that true vision and that divine inspiration by taking a little rest. And a little walk down memory lane with your old spirit guide and some time to smell the daisies. Be blessed.